We're back. As you saw at the beginning, we are back. Happy New Year, happy 2021 to everybody, or 2020 expansion pack delivered to us for free. It is currently January 14th, 2021, New Year, 9:33 Central Time. Today, you know, you got your usual people here. You got Finn, he's on the bottom this time. He always loves being on the bottom. You can follow him at Twitter, at Skidap. You got me. Yeah, sure. And then our guest, we have the Joe Goodman.
The one and only.
The one and only. One and only. How you doing?
I'm doing stupendous. Rocking into this DLC version of 2020 that we have moved into. Depending on who you bought last year from, EA or Blizzard, you might have to have paid extra to reach 2021. So hopefully you didn't have to pay too much.
See, I got the free-to-play version from Valve, so I got it for free. Got the free expansion.
Yeah. Just exactly. A lot of microtransactions.
That was the biggest problem. My bank account suffered.
Believe it or not, water costs $2.49 every time.
Oh yeah,
and plus tax, and plus a developer fee.
And you need the special bottle opener that costs another $2.49 to open up these waters. It's crazy. It was just like, man, what are you gonna do this? And speaking of, what are you gonna tap?
I just got a bunch of liquid loot boxes, so sometimes it's water, sometimes it's not even potable. So.
You gotta re-roll it every time.
Every time.
I heard that they've got a pretty high percentage of like just poop, just liquid poop.
It's just straight up feces.
Like.
That's where you call in Bill Gates to filter it out and drink your own poop.
Well, I did get lucky one time, and I got my pop figure of the "This Is Fine" burning dog. So.
I didn't know those existed. That's great.
Those are beautiful. That's great. I love that.
All right, so let's get into this. We were away for about 3 weeks, I believe it was. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't count. I was kind of just off in La La Land during this vacation, I guess. La La Land as in being quarantined in my own house because Illinois is basically, I mean, it's separated into regions, but my region was like, yeah, takeout only, bars closed, no basically recreational activities. So I'm like, well, I'm also just going to stay home, watch TV, sit next to my cat, and sneeze a lot. So, but yes, cat allergy sucks. But so a lot happened in just the 14 days that we have been into 2021. Obviously, we had the new year. Sports related, Alabama won their seventh? At least Nick Saban's seventh national title.
Nick Saban now has 7 national titles.
6 with Bama, 1 with LSU.
Yep, they absolutely destroyed Ohio State, who still, in my opinion, should not have been there. Should not have been in the playoff.
Big 10 defense, baby.
Oh yeah. You love to see how everybody says the Big 12 doesn't play defense. Yet they went 5-0, I believe it was, in the bowl. Like they were the only conference to go undefeated. So, I mean. What are you gonna?
It's so refreshing talking to people that live in Big Ten country complaining about the same shit we complain about down here. So I can say that on this podcast, right? We're not. This is. Or you're gonna bleep me later.
No.
The
Everything.
Big Ten, the Big Ten did change the rules for Ohio State.
And that's what bothers.
Playoff.
That's what bothers me the most. Is that what the Big Ten knew what they were doing? They couldn't. And in Central Iowa, we have Sound Off, WHO 13, their sports show every Sunday night. They said it best is that the Big 10, not Big 12. Big 12 did a very fine job this football season. I'm proud of our conference, even though they are run by Texas, but still. The Big Ten created these rules. They had it set in their mind that they weren't going to, play, and then parents complained. They caved, so they were going to play because they saw all the other conferences, with the exception of the Pac-12, having all this fun and making all this money. So they decided to do it, but they had this strict rule that you had to play a certain amount of games to make it to the championship game. Ohio State loses, I think, 3. I don't even remember how many games due to COVID-related issues. But the Big Ten just it's like the ooh or whatever. Like, you can sneak in. You can sneak in.
I don't get why the European soccer figured it out. Like you look at the Europa Cup that's going on right now. If you could not play a game because your team was the one that had COVID, you forfeited. I don't understand why that wasn't just what they made the rule to be. And
I'm not sure why nobody in the NCAA even thought about it, or maybe they did think about it, but they said, "Nah, we're not going to do it. We're just going to postpone it." Like
the Big Ten did think about that actually, except that when Wisconsin had to cancel the game against Nebraska, they just outright canceled it without the Big Ten saying, "Yeah, sure, you can go ahead and do that." Which, according to the Big Ten's rules, should have been a forfeit. But when the Big Ten investigated it, they deemed it a no contest.
Because they hate Nebraska.
It was.
No, they do hate Nebraska because Nebraska's a bunch of whiners, and I can say that.
It's funny for us in Iowa that as an adopted Iowan, I got absorbed in the culture of just taking a complete dump on Nebraska because they used to be in the Big 12 and now they're in the Big 10.
No, they suck.
Let's face it, Iowa is a Hawkeye state. Even though I'm a Cyclone fan, I'm willing to admit that Iowa is a Hawkeye state.
The Hawkeye state.
It is the Hawkeye state.
Hawkeye state.
But
it's not a Hawkeye state. I would argue that it's Bulldog state currently.
Full disclosure, I come from Texas.
Yeah.
And I'm a Baylor Bear, so.
Yep.
I get to watch the Iowa drama from afar, which I've really been inundated into y'all's Iowa-ness for the last 6 months, and it's so beautiful to watch. And at first, I was only on the Cyclone side because y'all are my Big 12 friends. Larry and Travis, I loved Larry and Travis at first, and God, I do love Larry.
Private Corver, real quickly, I'd say that. I think Eastern Iowa Community College runs the state.
No, Jason. You and Mater are both wrong. It is, in fact, Hawkeye Community College over in Cedar Falls.
So, I thought I was going to say Kirkwood. You're going with Northern Iowa.
No,
okay.
Kirkwood, nah, dude. Screw Crapids. Hawkeye Community College.
But you were saying, Joe, before.
No, it's just you guys have just this, Iowa just likes to run up and slap you upside the head every once in a while and just point and laugh, and you guys are we're not even talking to you. What the fuck is your problem? And the Iowa fans remind me of the redheaded kid from A Christmas Story. We're coming out of the holidays, so I'm sure everybody watched that. But that sniveling redhead kid. And now that Matt Campbell's in town, you guys are just gonna eventually get pissed off enough to where you beat the shit out of him. There's no way you guys lose the Cyhawk game next year. So
you don't set flags like that.
Okay. I'm going to admit this. I think that if Iowa State and Iowa played this year, I still think Iowa would have beaten us. I think they would have, because Iowa and Iowa State.
First game of the season? Oh yeah, you guys weren't there yet. There's a reason you lost to Louisiana.
But neither was Iowa though. Iowa had a disappointing start too.
So we had, what was it? We lost to Louisiana because we had 30 players that had no contact for the last 14 days up to that point. We have no special teams coach, which probably explains the
Well, wouldn't that be all better special teams?
2019.
I said, having no special teams coach, doesn't that make you generally better at special teams for you guys?
Look, man.
compared to special teams.
I just came here to vibe, and I'm getting attacked. Dude, I think that we would have beat Iowa just because it's El Clasico. Look, whoever's doing really well is going to have the worst mistake of their entire season in that game.
Oh, don't remind me of oh god.
That's because we had no special teams coach.
That image just replays in my head.
That was before I had any Iowa State friends, and we were all coming out of like I don't know. I think the year before that was the year we had the fight. And
that was a cold game.
So Baylor and Iowa State weren't getting along. No. So when y'all had that,
I remember
that play was just sweet. Oh.
Jason and I were at that game.
Yeah, we were at that game. Admittedly, we left at the half, and so did a lot of people because meteorologists got the weather wrong. They said it was going to be like 40 to 50 degrees or something like that. It was like
15.
Yeah, it was super cold, and it was a good thing that we left because I didn't realize until I started walking that my feet were actually frozen. So, unfortunately,
Jason, I remember Jason says later, he's like, guys, I can feel my feet breathing. Yeah. My shoes are alive.
Yeah. I haven't felt that way since when my friend we crammed into this Honda Accord for homecoming. And we were just sitting in line waiting to park, and my leg was just being choked off of blood circulation. And I remember when I was like, I can't take this anymore. Once we finally slowed down a bit for me to actually hop out of the car before we even parked, I remember stepping outside and be like, oh, I can't feel my foot or leg. And I look down, and my foot is twisted this way, and I'm like, I just broke my foot, didn't I? I just broke my ankle, didn't I? And I'm like, no, apparently I didn't. Apparently I didn't break my foot, but then and it didn't feel any pain, but it was just that was, so I haven't felt like that. I haven't felt not feeling that way in a while. So that was, when that happened, that was just like, whoa, I can feel my feet again. My feet can breathe.
Hey, just remember, boys, together,
stronger.
I'll have to ask Texas first, but together.
Yes, I love that video.
God, dude, it's actually refreshing to talk to somebody else that's from Big 12 country, because the Big 12 is just such an odd conference when you really look at it, because it's always there in just about everything, but it's never there enough for people to be like, yeah, we take you seriously.
Not anymore. Yeah.
But then the SEC's got one team every year that's it in everything.
The SEC and the Big 12, the SEC is the better version of the Big 12. We've got Oklahoma at the top. There are Alabama/LSU. You pick one of those two, and then the bottom of the SEC is when Ole Miss is bad. Ole Miss is bad. When Vandy is bad, they are bad.
I forget Vanderbilt's in the SEC.
Yeah, and so we have Kansas, admittedly probably the worst Power 5 team, but they make up for it in basketball. We'll give them credit there.
They also won at one point, were a national title contender back from 2007 to 2008.
They had Todd Reesing as their quarterback. They made the Orange Bowl. Aqib Talib was on that team.
Really?
I forgot about him. Dude, from 2007 to 2008, those 2 seasons, they were considered favorites to at least make what would be currently considered a New Year's Six Bowl.
Yeah, BCS Bowl.
And I remember when I forgot that they called them that. That's so stupid. I hate that name. New Year's Six sounds so much better.
I don't know. I loved the BCS, man. The BCS was cool. I liked the concept of the playoff. I did, but it annoyed me that they abandoned the BCS. I always was a fan of just saying, let's just expand the BCS, make it 4 or 8 teams, and it's still the computers. Now, to be fair, I think the computers are almost spot on with what the committee has chosen. It's just the logic that the committee uses every year that's annoying because they change it. So
the logic that the committee uses every year, and I disagree that they change it. I think that they just want to give us the biggest money game.
For sure they do. But what they publicly say is their logic. Like, you know,
okay,
in 14, it was like Baylor and TCU didn't have enough data points. Like, no, go fuck yourself. Like, I don't want to hear data points.
Well, they weren't wrong because they didn't have a conference championship at the time.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with them on the whole data points thing, but the way that they worded it is wrong because it's really not data points. It's they didn't have
an extra game.
Yeah, they didn't have that extra game that these other conferences had. And I'm like, okay, whatever, man.
To be fair, at that point, the Big 12 was playing 9 conference games when everybody else was playing 8.
Mm.
So we just didn't have the extra
which is also a thing. But it's like the Big 12 is always going to be that odd man out.
That year, though, we had College Game Day came to McLean. In the last game of the season, we played Kansas State, and Game Day was there. And it was my favorite sign because one of the debates was whether like Baylor or TCU who should be 4 or 5. And we had lost to, I think we lost to, it was either West Virginia or Oklahoma State. I can't remember which year. I think it was West Virginia that year we lost to. But we had beaten TCU. So we both had one loss, but we had head-to-head against them. We had the win. But they were ranked higher than us. And the reasoning was they had played Minnesota in non-conference and had beaten them. And my favorite sign I ever saw was somebody had a sign that said a win over Minnesota is like a degree from TCU. It doesn't really mean much. That one has always stuck with me because I hate
win over Minnesota. It's like a degree from TCU. It just means that you paid $50,000 a year and didn't get much for it.
Yeah.
I've got a former classmate that goes to TCU right now, and I remember talking with her, and she was like, "Yeah, it's only like $63,000 a year, and I get like $10,000 in scholarships." I'm like, "Yeah."
I mean, that's Baylor. I'm not gonna lie.
Private Christian school.
The private schools is why.
Private Christian school, out of state, like no scholarships, no nothing from Iowa State is $36,000. It feels so much better to be able to say that than people that are all like, "Yeah, I want to go to this school that's only like $50,000." Oh yeah, where is it? Oh, it's in Lincoln. Huh?
Let me give you a perspective of how I chose my college. So my parents and my sister, because she actually was at the University of Illinois at the time, they wanted me to go to the University of Illinois. And I was going to be studying engineering, which was, they do I don't think it's officially called this, but they call it, I call it like a dynamic tuition. So your tuition varies based off of what you're majoring in. So engineering was like one of the most expensive majors. And me being a resident of Illinois, in-state was going to cost me about $40,000. Whereas like I could go to Iowa State, out of state, for about 34. Or it was like 32 at the time. I think it was like 32 to 34. It was in between 32 and 36.
Max of 38 as of 2021.
Yeah, so it was still under $40,000. But I also got in-state tuition from Iowa State University too, because vet benefits.
Right, I forgot they give
like
Illinois kids in-state.
Oh yeah, because it's like based on if you're like on a border county or something.
Actually, no, and they didn't do it for me, but they did it because I had. They don't have this policy anymore. I was grandfathered in because like I think the year that I enrolled was the last year that they did it. That if you were a dependent or a descendant of a veteran, you qualified for in-state tuition. They don't do that anymore.
That's wild.
It's just if you are a either active duty or veteran. Now it's not your children can't get it, but so that's how I got in-state tuition, and that basically cut my tuition in half to basically to a third. So like basically without housing, if you take out like the housing costs of living on campus and the meal plans, I only pay like $6,000 to $8,000 every semester. So that would be what, 12 to 16K?
12 to
16K every year compared to what it'd be taking. And keep in mind, in-state at Illinois, $40,000 a year. So that would have been $20,000 a year.
Now Sands Dressen, $32K for their major, which is much better. and actually is pretty comparable to going out of state at a lot of places. Now then, here's oh yeah, most Hawkeye fans do go to DMAC. No, most Hawkeye fans go to Kirkwood.
They go to Kirkwood.
Let's be real. Yeah, let's be real. They go to Kirkwood. They go to Hawkeye Country.
But
DMAC's Cyclone Nation.
My whole like thought process behind college is I wanted to go to a public university because I felt like there was more money. Like I don't want to use the word handed to you because you have to pay it back, but more. There were financial aid options from the government, whereas with the private school, I think it was you had to rely based solely on scholarships. I know somebody that went to a college that I really lived like 2 blocks away from, but I didn't go to their school because they couldn't spell my name right on their mailing stuff. So I'm like, if you can't take the time to spell my name right, I can't take the time to apply to your institution. I'm sorry. So it's a little bit petty, but it's what I did. But they were an athlete for the college, so with it being a private school, you technically can't give athletes scholarships. Technically,
not true.
Well, okay. What is your?
Is it a D? Was it a D3 school?
It was a D3.
D3 is not allowed to give them at all.
D3s don't do athletic scholarships.
Yeah, it was a
D3 is not allowed to do them at all because my sister is going to play softball for a D3 school. But like if they're NAIA or if they're D2, D1, I think D2. I'm pretty sure D2 can.
D2 can, yeah, because I had some limited baseball interest from schools, but D3 they get around it by just giving you like academic scholarships.
Yeah, they give you academic scholarships for like work. They pay you to work for the school.
NAIA schools can give you a scholarship for visiting another school.
See,
they do not care.
So much more thought into where you went. Like, I was such a much more of a 17-year-old. So like, my sister went to OU, and my mom was an OU fan. So like, growing up as a kid, I was the biggest Sooner, like little fat chubby Sooner kid you'd meet Houston.
Isn't that what all Sooner kids are?
And so,
real quickly, Joe, I have to ask you, how ingrained into your brain is Boomer Sooner?
I'm a Sooner, born I'm a Sooner, bred, and when I die I'll be Sooner, dead, Rocklahoma, Rocklahoma, Rocklahoma.
I hear it all the damn time.
Yeah, but I went to go visit my sister while she was at OU. She's 9 years older than me, so like I was like in junior high when I went to go visit her.
Oh, hot damn!
Oklahoma, and it was like November, and it was so cold. And I'm born and bred Southeast Texas, and I was like, well, there's no way I can survive this far north. So I had it in my head I was going to go to California to go to school, and so I was like Pepperdine and USC, like those are the schools I wanted to go to.
Ask Mater about my love for Pepperdine, however you want to say it.
Gorgeous in Malibu, like oh man, you're right there on the beach, like it's amazing. But dude, then I looked at the price tags, and they were more. It was more expensive to go to USC than it was to go to Yale, and so once that happened, it made Baylor's price tag of like $40 a year back then look super cheap compared to the $65 that it was at USC.
Dude, I'm a massive Pepperdine fan. I adore the Waves.
Oh, dude, I love Pepperdine. And
dude, I refuse to believe that they are not the powerhouse of that conference.
The WAC? Or no, the WCC?
Yeah, isn't it the West Coast Conference or something like that?
So I honestly picked Baylor because I grew up hating UT because I was a Sooner fan. So UT was out of the question. A&M is like you're either in Texas, you are either an Aggie, you're either part of the cult or you point and laugh at them. And I was part of the group that was raised to point and laugh at them. Like here we have tons of Aggie jokes. Everybody makes fun of the Aggies. So there was no way I was going to go to A&M. Lubbock was too far away for tech. Like I wasn't going to drive 10 hours. So I went and visited Baylor.
Why would you want to go to the same school that Ted Cruz roots for?
Ted Cruz puts on whoever's winning at the time.
He's pretty diehard tech, unfortunately for them. Pretty sure that's why they are how they are.
But Baylor was a 3-hour drive from my house, which meant it was close enough that I could hop in the car on a Friday and go home for a weekend if I wanted to, but it was far enough away that I knew my mom wouldn't show up on my front door. So that was kind of the most important thing for me there. So I picked Baylor. Plus it was small. Like it wasn't a huge school.
Still not, is it?
No, I mean, I think when I was there, I think we had either 13 or 14,000 students, and I think now they're probably up to like 18, something like that.
Still, it's really more than I thought.
It's like 50% as big as my hometown. For the small town trash I am, I mean,
Waco's a decent.
Waco's a city. Waco's a city.
Yeah, but by Texas standards, Waco's tiny. You look at Texas, we've got massive cities here. Houston, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, El Paso. But like Lubbock, Waco, College Station, like those three places are all probably the same size. Waco might be a little bit bigger than College Station.
I think it is, just because College Station is pretty much just the university and all of the barracks.
And Waco kind of has a surrounding area, like Waco, Temple, Killeen, that whole like little area. So Waco's a cool place. It's a little different now than when I lived there. I can say that much. Chip and Joanna have altered a lot of things.
I'm sure there's no longer a cult there.
No, the Branch Davidians are still there. There's just no David Koresh.
So what was your thought?
So no suicidal tendencies.
What was your thought on Chip and Joanna being the guest pickers for college? I think the last time they were in Waco.
I'm cool with it. Like I have not been a huge fixer upper fan. Like I'll watch HGTV. I'm in my 30s, so of course I watch HGTV. It happens to everybody.
Oh yeah.
Especially when I was getting ready to buy a house. But like I've watched a little bit of their show. They're goofy. They're fun. They care about Waco. So like it was better. I think one year we had Jeff Dunham, the puppet comedian guy, because he went to Baylor. Like I didn't like it when he went.
He went to Baylor?
I didn't know he went to Baylor.
I mean, he also performed in Omaha, though.
We have maybe the greatest alumni. He only went to Baylor for a year, but the greatest possible alumni of all time. That's Willie Nelson. I don't know why we never recognized that.
Hey man, do you like peanut butter?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, guess what? We have the greatest alumni of all time, fucking George Washington Carver. Goddamn peanut butter inventor.
Oh, man.
Cyclone Larry should be Iowa State's next guest picker. True.
I think he should.
Actually, he shouldn't. Wait, which of the 13 guys, though? Which of the 13 that run the account?
Yeah. Because
that's the real question.
Because I can guarantee you, I will not join the I Am Cyclone Larry because I am just not well known enough to join that.
Literally all of them. They just have a bunch of them and they're wearing like bags over their faces and they're holding up their picks.
I'm waiting for Reese Davis to tweet out I Am Cyclone Larry.
Dude,
I at first I wanted to know, like, but now I feel like I don't ever want to. I told Larry on Twitter the other day that I promised Greg and Quinn that I would come for the Cyhawk game this year. So as long as there's no pandemic going on, travel is easy, fans are welcome, and I can get the full tailgate experience, I'll go to the Cyhawk game this year.
Dude, I'm getting the vaccine. I'm getting the vaccine. I don't even care.
I just got over COVID, so
hell yeah, I did. Dude, I'm getting the vaccine.
I took the vaccine natural way. Kids, if you're watching this, don't get COVID. It sucks. It's
get
a
the
real
vaccine
thing.
instead.
Yeah, get the vaccine. Don't go the route that I went. But I just got over it. I tested negative the other day.
Nice.
So I'm not worried about me getting it. But the only reason I said this is because I want the full experience. If I'm going to come to Iowa, like I don't want it to be like half, you know.
Right.
I'll tell you this
much.
It's
either got to be Cyhawk game day, or it's got to be Farmageddon.
Yeah, Farmageddon. But so I'm going to come for Cyhawk. I'm just telling you. I'm going to come. And Larry was like, "Oh, you got to come see me." And I'm like, "I don't know if I want to come see you, Larry. Like, unless you're actually going to be the avatar on your Twitter account, like."
What if Cyclone Larry is
former Iowa State president?
What if Cyclone Larry is actually Stephen Leith? What if he is? How many more planes is he going to crash?
Oh
I've seen a so that's who that is.
He's our former president of the university that took away Visha, crash landed a plane. Those are just some of the highlights. I'm sure there's
I've seen
more
a picture
stuff.
of that man wasted what looks like at an Iowa State tailgate.
Yeah. No.
He used to tailgate with students too. Yeah.
Dude was a partier. Most of those pictures, I'm pretty sure, are from Visha.
So my freshman year, our dorm was like right across from the president's house, and the president lives on campus. They actually have a house.
You
on
were
campus.
in fucking, what is that?
I was
Wilson?
in Birch. I was in Birch.
Birch.
So we were really just right across the street. Like there's his private driveway and stuff like that. We legitimately our floor, because we used to do grill outs. It was an all male dorm. It was like basically getting the fraternity experience without actually being in a fraternity. So it's actually really awesome. And we would grill out like every weekend. And one of these times, I think our CA was like, "Let's get the president. See if the president wants to grill out with us." Unfortunately, that never happened because he was too busy crashing planes. But it would have been like, oh man, I didn't know he's that cool. And then we find out later on that like he's really not that cool and not that great of a person apparently. So I was kind of
an alcoholic.
I was disappointed.
Yeah, he wasn't cool. He was just an alcoholic. But I tell you what, man, one of the most fun things that's ever happened to me was getting screamed at by Winnie Winterstein. Because we took trays from the food court in Memorial Hall. We sledded down the hill in her yard.
Don't you dare take my trays. Don't you dare take my trays.
I took your trays.
Is Memorial Hall also named after you?
It's true, it is. My middle name is Memorial Jason, by the way.
I used to work at the Memorial Union, and so that's why I was like, don't take my trays, because I used to be a manager there.
Dude, Wendy's Tendies, so good.
They were good.
But like it's a big thing at Iowa State to take some trays from Memorial Union.
It is though. It is like,
and to go sledding down the President's Hill at in basically their backyard.
I feel like I need to bring up a campus map. I am going to bring up a campus map to show people.
At Baylor we have neither hills nor snow. So.
Oh, that's terrible. I mean,
Texas has skyscrapers in Austin, and the rest of it's just cows and cows.
We probably have more skyscrapers in Dallas and Houston.
I said Austin, though.
Yeah. Houston's fourth largest city in the country, baby.
All right.
Hey, man.
Stream, everybody watching stream, you're gonna be taken away from our beautiful faces for just a bit. I'm
watching stream.
I'm going to show you our campus map. So
I'm gonna go pee while you do that.
Okay, so he's taking his potty break. So this is the knoll right here. Is I don't know if you can see my mouse or not. This is where the president lives, and I was in this residence hall, which is connected. These three residence halls are basically connected, and so we walked from.
Real quick, Jason, I do want you to know that our Twitter names are still on the screen. So it looks like each of us are a building. Currently, Skidap lives right next to Lincoln Way.
Fun fact: he actually was in a dorm near there, so his
perfect. So Jason, you're in a lake.
I'm in Lake Laverne. I'm getting eaten by Lance and Ellie.
Okay, I was gonna ask, is that where Lancelot lives?
Yeah, Lancelot and Elaine. Fun fact: they're both female swans. So
holy shit! I have to get excited for a second because I see College Creek on here. I know College Creek from the famous "Hooray for Ames" music video.
No, you've seen that? Oh no!
Everybody's seen that, man.
I was talking to a friend here at the university. She's a transfer student, and she said, okay, what do you know about this? Have you seen the Hooray for Ames tap, Ames tap water? She's like, no, I haven't. I'm like, all right, I need to show you this thing. And I showed her.
Ames is the best tap water.
I showed her it, and she's like, I really wish you hadn't shown me this. So yes, I know. Even though the Twitter handles are still on stream, the Memorial Union is right next to my name. It's right next to it. So what you would do is that you would take the trays. And you would walk out here because this is the parking garage. These are all connected. You would walk over here, and there's like this big hill right next to the knoll, and then you could just sled down that. Even though there's cameras on there, there's cameras. The president has cameras, but it was that it was a common thing that people would do every year. It's probably going to happen again this year. So that's our campus, at least part of it. It's really kind of, I guess, the more you know. I'm educating you guys. Get educated. But I was going back to the tailgate. I think the Cyhawk game is a really good one, and it's definitely I'll say this. I can only say this from experience from other people that have gone to tailgates or gone to the Cyhawk game in both Kinnick Stadium, which is Iowa City, and Jack Trice Stadium. Even though someday I would like to work for you, Mid-American Energy, screw you. Take your name off of our field. Take your name. This is not Mid-American Energy Field at Jack Trice Stadium. This is Jack Trice Stadium. It is hallowed ground. Please take your name off of there. But so
Dude, I'm fine with it. It's like Nebraska's got Memorial Stadium with Tom Osborne Field. Tom Osborne's not my middle name. Memorial's my middle name.
Memorial. It is. I could actually confirm. I've seen his actual driver's license. And
it's been Memorial.
Owner that could not win a World Series with my favorite baseball team. So.
Oh man.
But like, if you're gonna go
Bush Field, dude, I'd be down. Bush Field.
Bush Field, or it'll just be the Cardinals Field.
I see no problems.
I love Busch Stadium. Busch Stadium is a nice stadium. It's probably my favorite MLB stadium that I've been to, even though I'm kind of biased.
Dropping bits for us yet?
We aren't eligible for bits.
We're not affiliated
yet. We hit, so at the end of our trial run, those 8 weeks, we hit 3 out of the 4 requirements to be an affiliate. And I was like, whoa, like this was growing a lot faster than I thought it was. And the only thing we needed was
50 followers.
Yeah, we needed 50 followers, so we were about 28 short. And
dude, I'm gonna push for whatever channel that the podcast is on to not be an affiliate, because I don't want to have to adhere to Twitch's rules.
Oh yeah, because we probably aren't Twitch friendly.
No, we're not really Twitch friendly.
Tell me about Twitch.
Oh my goodness, they have so many rules. And they change constantly.
They used to be really cool.
And then it's no titties, right?
Sometimes,
to an extent.
Sometimes no titties.
If you're a guy,
side boobs okay.
If you're a guy, you're fine. If you're a girl, side boobs fine. Especially
now.
Especially if you're an affiliate and you have the cat ear headphones. If you have those too, like.
What about hang and wang?
You see, that was okay at one point, but it's no longer okay.
Gotcha.
Are anime titties
permitted?
Are anime titties permitted? He's asking for a friend.
Unfortunately, right now they're not. They were about 2 months ago. Then some dude streamed Hoonie Pop for 15,000 viewers. And
what are the chances that this is Kyle Korver's burner account that he uses for Twitch?
Dude, I wish it's his cousin. I wish
Twitch,
it's just his lame cousin Mater.
So I want to bring this up. It's really unfortunate when we decided to start our podcast because one, Twitch started changing their rules drastically right when we started going. And then I'm so sorry for you that you suck at basketball. You can join me. I also suck at basketball. But that happened. And then the same week we went live for our first show, there was the whole Rooster Teeth debacle. And
which one? So you're talking about the Ryan and Adam stuff?
Yeah. So
that rocks me to my core. I'm an old man that has been following Rooster Teeth since day one of fucking Red versus Blue. I fell in love with them when I was in 8th grade, I think, and then I fell out of love with them. Found them again after I graduated college randomly. I was watching Game Theory with Matt Pat. I just randomly found him on YouTube, and I got an Achievement Hunter video recommended to me, and so I started watching this Achievement Hunter group, and I heard Jeff's voice that. I was like, his voice sounds so familiar, and I got to the end of the video, and I saw the Rooster Teeth logo, and I was like, holy shit, it's Griff. And so I just absolutely fell back in love with Achievement Hunter, and I really ended up liking Funhouse a ton. So, man, when that Ryan Haywood stuff came down, man, he was one of my favorites. That hurt my heart.
Yeah,
Rooster Teeth. So Joe, just an FYI and a little forewarning. So I always do an anime of the week towards the end of the show, and I am subscribed to the service called Verve.co.
Mm-hmm.
It was created by Crunchyroll, an anime service, and they partnered up with just a ton of other different services. They used to have like Boomerang, they had Funimation, they had Rooster Teeth, they had like all these different ones. Those ones that I named, they're all gone. They don't partner with Verve.co anymore. Rooster Teeth, I believe, doesn't function as a service anymore, which is extremely sad.
They get everything through their app. So I'm a first member still with them, which is like, I think it's 5.
Do they still have their service?
Yeah.
Okay, because I thought that they stopped functioning as a service entirely.
No, they still have Ruby, which I've never watched Ruby, but
dude, Ruby's so bad. Don't watch it, please.
I've never really gotten enough into anime, but like they still Red versus Blue still goes on.
Red versus Blue is so good.
And then they did a show last year that had Michael B. Jordan in it.
Hold on, Creed?
Yeah. He was the main voice actor for it was like a show about like jet pilots or so. It was an anime about like jet pilots, and he was in it.
That sounds about right. I'm not gonna lie. That sounds like something he would do.
I mainly watch them for. I'm a first member just because I've always enjoyed their content and I like supporting people.
Sure,
so,
yeah.
But like I mentioned, I don't even know if it was when we were live or I think it was right before. But like the main stuff I watch on Twitch is actually uploaded to YouTube, and that's Bruce Green and Lawrence Sontag, who used to be part of Funhouse, and then Ray Narvez, Brown Man, who used to be a part of Achievement Hunter. So I watch. They stream stuff on Twitch. I normally don't watch it live, but they'll then upload it to YouTube, and that's when I go and watch their stuff. So
no, Jason, VRV, by the way.
Like they just keep falling apart.
You want to correct me? You want to correct me in the URL because that's why I said I will delete my own message here if I can or not. Or I can't delete my...
What you have to do is you gotta go to chat settings. You gotta click on show mod icons.
Come on, Twitch, let me delete my own comment.
Except that I can't delete the broadcaster's messages.
I can delete other people's messages, but I can't delete my own, so I can't even hold myself accountable.
Damn. You learn something new every day.
Oh boy, Twitch, come on, get your shit together.
The only animes I've ever watched were when I was younger. I watched Dragon Ball Z, if that counts as anime. Oh yeah. And cause I know that like I've run into some neckbeards in my life that will say that doesn't count or something because I guess it was a Cartoon Network.
No. Cartoon Network used to show like legit animes because Dragon Ball Z is first
I watched
in Japan.
Full Metal Alchemist a little bit on there. I watched Cowboy Bebop a little bit.
Ooh, Cowboy Bebop.
That's like the quintessential anime.
And then my wife and she ended up finishing it. I only watched probably half of it. It was Death Note.
I've heard about that one. I heard that it gets really bad towards the end.
I don't know. It got very Dexter to me. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
If I don't believe that the main character is actually in trouble, I lose interest pretty quickly. That's why I love Game of Thrones, because at least at first in Game of Thrones, spoiler alert, they kill people in that show.
Right.
And I was like, oh, holy fuck, the main character died. This is like, anybody could die.
It's like Grey's Anatomy.
Sure.
Dude, I love AJ's message here. Dragon Ball Z is not an anime. As he pulls his katana.
Yes.
That's it.
I love
it's like those neckbeards that like scream about the canon of Naruto and Boruto. It's like, dude, who gives a shit? Who cares?
I had a kid that like lived on my couch for a couple of months one summer in college just because he didn't want to like pay for an extra 2 months at his apartment complex, and all he did all day was watch Naruto, like just watch Naruto nonstop.
Now, I assume that he probably watches the filler episodes, which makes me look down upon him because there are websites that tell you what episodes are filler and which episodes you should actually watch.
I have no idea. Never watched an episode.
Dude, I want to.
Cat whiskers and ear and arms behind running. That's all I can tell you about Naruto.
My favorites are bronies are wild.
Bronies.
There's so many of them here in Beatrice. It's wild. Town of 12,000 people, Methville, USA, just constant trailer park trash.
Bronies and what are they called? Furries. Bronies and furries. Those are the two groups of people that I am just fascinated.
Mater, I swear to God, you bring up the jar, I might actually
bring up the jar. Let's see. Come on, tell me about the jar.
No.
Oh, is this? Oh, is it? Does it have to do? Is it what I think it is? Like, is it?
It's the 4chan jar.
Yeah. Okay, I know what the jar is. Yeah. I've heard about this. I have. Yeah. I've been on Reddit more than once. I've heard about it.
There was an update to it too. That's the worst part. Yeah, I'll Joe, I will send you.
Yeah, put it in the group
video.
Chat. Put it in the ECC group chat.
Joe said, dude.
I think that will get Finn off of the group chat once again.
Dude, I think I got kicked out for a second time.
Here's what you got to do. You got to say jar. Say jar. It's for jar.
Jar, you want to see what I found?
Yes, exactly. So Jason, I love this guy. We have a guy named Jar in the group chat.
Yeah,
Jared Larson.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. He's salt of the earth. I love him to death. I would take a bullet for the guy. Like, I really, really would. I'd take a bullet for most of y'all in that chat. But I love Jar. But he just randomly gets these little that raccoon gif where the raccoon's like that's Jar, and he's like, y'all want to see this thing that I found? And it's just like a giant person just dive bombing on somebody's face, or just some other thing he found on Faces of Death or
Fucking r/make me suffer.
Yeah,
I swear he's got to frequent that sub. There's no way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That sub doesn't get enough upvotes. That sub does not get enough upvotes to hit the front page.
You're not just walking down the street and suddenly tripping over a "Make Me Suffer."
Dude, that would be like finding something from r/Cringetopia. No, that sub does not get enough to accidentally find it.
My mind is.
Okay, you know what? Here's a great. This is let's be prepared with something. Let's put everybody on the spot. What are the subs that you're currently subscribed to on Reddit?
Oh my God.
I'm very boring. I tend to browse Reddit anonymously, but the account
I am not a Reddit poster. I'm a lurker.
But I won't even sign in. I just made an account I just made an account last year and barely use it. The two that I'm sub to are Iowa State subreddit, which is actually pretty good.
Really bad. I disagree.
There's some good, you can find some good stuff. The people on
there's some good posts.
Yeah, there's some good posts, but I'm gonna be honest. Some of the people are not great. Some of the people on there aren't great, but they get upvoted all the time. It's a weird
because they're frequent posters.
They have a weird sense of humor on there too. So it's things that I won't find funny, get 100 to 200 upvotes. And things that I find funny, get downvoted, have a 76% upvote percentage or something like that. So it's a weird kind of thing. But I think that happens in
Reddit's trying to get me to sub to more subreddits. What the fuck?
I think that happens in all subreddits. So
I think this is going to be the first time I've ever looked through what I sub to. But so I'll embarrass myself. So I'm an achievement hunter. Reddit announcements I'm apparently sub to. I guess
everybody is.
Yeah.
I'm an old one then.
Ate the Onion. That's one of my favorite things in the world. I love it. Bears doing human things, which I also love. I like bears.
Did you see have you seen the one of the bear with the nunchucks?
Oh, of course. Yes.
So I play Counter-Strike a lot, and there's the butterfly knife in there, and if you inspect and fire weapon 1 with it, it's like what you would normally use to shoot a gun. If you inspect and weapon 1 constantly, it'll just keep flipping it around, and people they'll get a kill, and they'll end the round, and they'll just with their butterfly knife. And my favorite tweet of all time is dude tweeted out, my teammates, when they get 1 kill with the op and they have a butterfly knife, and it's just that bear
It's the
just
bear.
flip it around and nunchucks. And I'm like, dude, that's every time. That sounds like something that you would see on that sub.
I'm gonna do this. You guys will see it, but everybody on stream, it will be mirrored. I'm gonna hold up my phone because I have the Reddit app. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna point to the camera and show you my communities. It will all fit. So.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. If it focuses,
light mode.
There we go. I'm sorry, I use Reddit in light mode because I barely use it. So r/IA state and r/NIN, which is 9 Inch Nails. Those are the only two because one of the
I forgot you're a metalhead.
I wouldn't really call myself a metalhead. I just like interesting music, I would say. Something that has a lot of layers.
Trent Reznor.
Oh, I love Rez. I love his scores. His great
his movie scores.
Oh yeah, him. Well, it'd be Reznor and Ross, and then Hans Zimmer are probably my favorite modern composers.
Daft Punk has the best.
Daft Punk had a good score too, even the Tron Legacy score.
Yeah, Oscar nominated.
Just because he's great. I've seen John Williams compose or conduct live with Yo-Yo Ma.
Ooh, Yo-Yo Ma's great too.
Big time Rush, absolute best. Just screamo band.
Private Corver, do you like Real Big Fish?
No, I'm a big fan of Hootie and the Blowfish. They're my favorite heavy
Hootie
metal
and the
band.
Blowfish and Chumbawamba.
Chumbawamba, yes.
Chumbawamba.
So for my Reddit subs though, so I've got my favorite one that always kills me though is got to be just neckbeard things. That's just one of my ultimate favorites. That's where I learn about bronies. And
one of my friends sends me consistently r/CFB stuff. And I probably should subscribe to that subreddit, but I don't know. I just lurk it. And
I think maybe one of the dumbest ones I follow is r/movie details because most of them are just like the dumbest things in the world. It'll be like, did you know that Jason is wearing a red shirt in this scene of the movie?
Did you know it comes off later on at like 10:30 Central Time?
10:30 Central Time. Just whenever you're watching the movie at 10:30 Central Time, shirt gone.
Shirt comes off. Shirt comes off.
Jason After Dark.
Oh.
Dude, my subreddits are probably so interesting to most people. Like, oh god, let's see this. So r/announcements because everybody's subbed to that.
Except for me.
Except for me. You are. Whether it shows up or not, you are.
Yeah, forget ISU After Dark. Forget ISU After Dark. Go to Jason After Dark.
Dude, but then I'm also sub to r/Aquasama. She's from an anime that I watch.
Is there a Belle Delphine subreddit? Because I feel like you would be subscribed to that.
Down.
Are you a build? Did you buy Gamer Girl bathwater?
I did.
Oh no.
I did.
No.
Best meme that I ever purchased.
It would be like, I feel like
Do you still have it?
It's somewhere. Oh, I don't want to go get it right now, but it's somewhere. I'll send you a picture of it, Joe.
I feel like, see it. Why haven't you gotten like the Gwyneth Paltrow?
Why haven't I drank it? I don't know. I genuinely don't know why I didn't drink it.
I'm more wondering how come you also didn't get the Gwyneth Paltrow goop. This smells like my vagina candle.
I tried to get both of her candles.
This smells like my vagina, and this smells like my orgasm.
Hold on, I bet you I could find her candle right now.
Dude, if you can find them for under an absurd amount, good luck.
I love Ethan Klein coming out with a parody candle of goop. This smells like my asshole.
Smells like my ass. Yeah. I can guarantee you it probably smells better than Gwyneth Paltrow's fish.
Well, I watched Critical recently. The last.
Yeah, I mean, you can get it for like the website. It's this smells like my orgasm for $75.
Goop.
Is it on there right now?
I'm gonna look at Goop.
Oh, I'm buying it.
Stores.
Free shipping.
Shop. We need candles. We need candles here. Hold on. You guys are. Hold on. I need to disable all the overlays. You guys are coming with me. Everyone here is coming with me.
All right. We're coming right now?
Oh, yes.
We're all coming.
Oh, shoot. I just did the wrong thing.
We're all Arnold right now.
Oh. I'm just coming over and over.
Oh, let
I'm
me
coming every day.
Let
It's
me put
great.
this in a new tab, or a new window. God,
Dude, I 100% am the type of guy that will spend money just on a meme. I don't care.
Why not?
Why not? Why not?
It's just money.
it is
You're
just.
going to spend it on something.
I can get more.
Yeah.
If
Every
I don't,
2 weeks, somebody gives me more.
All right. Well, let's
Every
see
4
if we
weeks for
can
me.
find the candles. Let's see.
every
Shop.
month on the 20th,
Is it where would it be? Accessories.
it would be under
candles.
food
Here it
and
is.
home.
Candles. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
There it is. This smells like my
Here we
vagina
go.
candle, and this smells like my orgasm candle. They're both. They're in stock. 75 and free shipping. Free shipping.
I want to know. Okay, I do want to know what an orgasm smells like. I'm going to have to. I'm gonna wait though. I'm gonna wait till I can get a better camera to
There's a
really
joke.
do everything justice.
Do I
There's a
want to
joke.
explain or do I not want to
I
explain?
want to know what an orgasm smells like because every time that I've witnessed one,
It's been through the internet.
the smells have not been the first thing that I'm noticing. If the first thing that you notice during somebody's orgasm is the smell,
Then there's some questions that need to be asked. There's some follow-up.
Somebody clip that, please. Somebody clip that. That will be on the main page instead of the podcast explanation.
God.
That will be the thing that you were
ask your
greeted.
girlfriend if she's ever smelled it. Are you
There's
texting her right now? Yeah, just text her.
there is something that I want to mention.
no, she's at work.
This
I don't
is
do that
something.
to her.
This is something
What does
that
she
like
do?
I think
She
about.
works at a craft store. She works cut counter.
Gotcha.
So
What were you
is,
saying, Jason?
this is something that I think about. I apologize for cutting you off, Finn. There.
What, the
was my
smell
bad.
of an
That was-
orgasm is something that you think about,
No,
Jason?
that's
We
not
need
that,
to
not
ask
that.
you these questions.
I don't think about. I don't think about that at all.
To see a woman orgasm.
I think more about the South Park parody episode of musicals. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but there's an episode of South Park where
You questioning my South Park knowledge? I'm a man.
Were y'all even alive when South Park premiered?
I was, yes.
No.
I was.
Okay.
Wait, when did it premiere?
96?
I thought it was
No,
98.
neither of us were alive.
Never mind. I thought it was.
I thought it was
like late
I thought it was
90s.
96.
I thought it was like 98 or 99 or even
It
97.
definitely wasn't 99.
Sorry, 98 or 97. I thought it was.
It definitely wasn't 99 because I wasn't alive by any means.
So
My parents apparently used to watch the show, but then they just kind of fell off of the sense of humor, which is fair.
okay, I gotta
I
be
think,
careful.
Joe, you're amazing for retaining your sense of humor into your 30s.
I got to be careful with everything that I'm saying here because I'm not entirely sure who's watching. But so I believe there's the episode of South Park where it's the whole you take your wife or spouse or whoever you're dating to a musical.
Oh, the blowjob episode.
Yeah. So
It's Wicked. You take them to see Wicked and you get head.
well, funny story.
Did you take your significant other to see Wicked and you got head?
No. My significant other at the time took the DVD.
Took you to see Wicked, they got head.
You gave them head for Wicked?
Dude, Jason's so progressive. I'm so proud of you, man.
Man, look at you.
I'm not okay. I'm gonna be completely honest here. I do like going down on girls. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like Dave Grohl, like his song. What is it? God, there's a song from like his it's like O2 album or something like that. It's basically fuck. I can't remember
Hey,
the
man,
name.
we don't judge here.
I can't
We don't judge here.
remember the name, but it's basically a song about him going down on girls and like his love for it. His like it's like the lyrics are like he goes, hey, da, 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 da. I love it, but
Dude,
I love it, but I hate the
but I hate
taste. It's that one. It's
AJ, I give you so many shots to talk to girls, but you always fucking blew them, man. All you wanted to talk about was Civ 5. I tell you what, man,
What's wrong with Civ 5?
it's not Civ 6.
This is true. Civ 6.
Nah, dude, Civ 5 slaps. It's the best Civilization game.
every time we would go to a volleyball
I do
game.
love Civ 6, though.
Every time
Civ
we go to a
5 is
volleyball game,
amazing.
it's
Civ
like
6 though.
Finn would talk about
platform.
it. Finn would talk about Civ 5.
Civ 6 is cross-platform though.
How did we go from Jason's just passion for
I'm not entirely sure how.
No, dude, I forgot.
Shall I finish the story?
AJ,
or
can I
don't
tell
know?
the story? AJ, can I tell the story? AJ, please let me tell the story.
Tell it.
Dude, I need. Okay. So, it's a random ass, either Friday or Saturday night. Nobody's in the house. I think it was a Saturday. AJ invites over these two chicks. Three. I think it was just 2 or 3. One of whom he met on Tinder. Invites them over to the frat house. And they're like getting along down in the basement. They're playing beer pong with each other. He was like, "Yo, dude, like, why aren't you down here?" And I'm like, "Hey, man, I'm just, chilling with the guys upstairs." And it's like, "Oh, yeah. He's out of it. He's out of it. I don't even know how much of, like, my interactions with him he remembers. I remember we're just like, booling around the house. We're just big chilling. And then one of the guys walks over to the stairwell. Because that's one of the ways to get to the saloon down in the basement. Because somebody had said something about, I haven't seen it. I heard from AJ in a while. Anybody want to go check to see if, he's alive down there? More importantly, we need to make sure that those girls that he brought are alive down there, because we can't have another person dying on our property.
Quick intermission. I've spent this whole time just focused on Jason's facial expressions, waiting for him to crack in some way, and he has stayed stoic as hell.
I'm pretty sure I've told him this story like 3 times.
But I always love hearing it.
This is one of my 2 greatest stories of all time. And our guy Aaron goes to the stairwell on the 2nd floor, opens up the door, steps onto the balcony there, onto the little landing, says that he smells something. And then he just hears he looks down.
So what does he hear again?
He just hears
just steady metronomic pace.
Just steady.
Almost
creepily steady.
I got a metronome in my case right there just in case. So like, you got to be prepared.
Aaron looks down, and the next thing that all of us in the house hear is, "Aaron, dude, what the fuck?" Aaron comes sprinting back into the main room. He goes, "Guys, Mater got tail." And we're like, "No way. 0 chance." "Who?" He's like, "One of the whales. One of the whales that he brought in. He got tail." And we're all like, "Dude, what?" And he's like, "But that's not it. That's not all." And we're like, "Uh-oh. What? Was he like neck deep inside her butthole?" He's like, "No." He says, he had his socks on.
How did he have any grip?
For the next 3 months, we just called him Ishmael.
So I'll give you one of my favorite college stories about me.
Sure.
This is one of my favorite icebreaker tales. I call this the three-way that never happened.
Hold on. Is this the kind of story where the mic
AJ?
Jason, can you confirm?
Okay, I'll admit, my ex-girlfriend, I mean, she had about 10 pounds in her chest, but I don't think she was 280. She had some nice 38 double Ds, but like, I don't think she was
270 in the ass.
I don't think she was 280.
So Joe, is your story a mic needs to be muted kind of story? Is it one of those I can throw in random jokes type of stories?
Oh, you can throw in random jokes. You're good.
Oh hell yeah!
So this is my freshman year of college. This is Baylor, so you can imagine small Southern Baptist Christian school, dry campus, all that good shit. We have very strict rules about girls being in guys' dorms, guys being in girls' dorms. So like after I think it was 9 p.m. was the cutoff hour. If you got caught with somebody from the opposite sex in your dorm after 9 p.m., you got sent to judicial affairs. You just got like slap on the wrist. But if you kept doing it, you could get kicked out of school, right? So one weekend, there's a girl that I know, and she's like, I really want to hook up with one of your friends that lives on same floor that you do on your dorm.
One of your friends, not you.
Correct.
One of
my
your
friends. I have owned a lot of real estate in the friend zone throughout my day. I have no idea how I got married, and I'm about to have a baby. So
congrats!
Congratulate me on congrats on the sex for me. But
you're a walking legend. You play video games, and you have actually convinced another person to not only sleep with you literally, sleep with you metaphorically.
Exactly. She's crazy. She's insane. But anyway, but she's no lady apparently.
Because she ain't 280. I don't think I've ever dated anybody 280 either. So.
Oh, but Joe, neither are you.
So anyway, this girl comes to me. She's like, I want to hook up with your friend. I have a friend who's coming into town this weekend, so maybe the four of us could go to a party together. And I'm like, this sounds like a great idea. You're setting me up with somebody. So I tell my buddy, I'm like, hey, you got easy hookup this weekend. Let's do this. So the four of us ended up going to like a frat party. And it becomes instantly clear from the beginning that the friend has no interest in anything happening with me. So I'm like, all right,
she's
fine,
not
whatever.
Baptist, she's Catholic.
No, she just was like, no, I'm out of your league. This isn't going to happen. And I was like, that's fine. We can get drunk together. I don't really care. So anyway, we get drunk. Into the night occurs. This girl and my buddy go back to his dorm, and she's like, I'm abandoning you, friend, that is here from out of town, because I'm going to go hook up with this guy. Here, you get to stay with this dude that you don't know you met tonight and you don't want anything to do with. So I'm like, hey, look, you can come back to my dorm with me. My roommate was out of town that weekend. I was like, I got an extra bed. You can crash there, whatever. I don't care. I'm not going to try anything. I'm going to go pass out. She's fine, whatever. So we go back to my dorm. We're there maybe 10 minutes. My friend was not a savant at what he was doing, apparently, but we're in my dorm for about 10 minutes. Her phone rings. She picks it up, and it's the other girl, and she's like, he kicked me out of the dorm. We did the thing. He finished, and she's crying now because she's drunk and has been kicked out of the guy's dorm. And she's like, what room are we in? And so I give them my dorm. So both girls end up in my room. They end up in each other's arms crying, like, oh, my God, I can't believe he fucked you and kicked you out. And they end up laying down in my bed and just passing out. And I was like, great. So I go to sleep in my roommate's bed, whatever. Next morning, I get woken up by these two girls who are like mascara running, hair is completely a mess, dresses like barely hanging off of them. It's like 8:30 in the morning on a Sunday, and they're like, "You have to get us out of here." And
those are church hours.
Well, it's also a football team coming back from practice hours.
Oh no, that's fair, yeah.
And so I lived in a dorm where like a lot of football and baseball players lived, and it's before 9 a.m. So that means if I get caught with girls in my room, I get in trouble. So I'm like, all right, fuck. I was like, can you guys just like go back to bed and like wait? And they're like, no, we want to go back to our dorm. Like we want to get the fuck out of here. Like whatever. And I was like, okay, whatever. I will sneak you out. So I'm like, you stay here. And I go and I like look around the hallway. There's no authority figures anywhere near, but almost every door in the hall where football players were, the door's wide open. There's just dudes hanging out with their doors open. I'm like, all right, whatever. They're just going to see this. So I open my door, and me alone comes sneaking out these two completely disheveled, clearly having partied all night girls out of my room in front of 15 dudes. Sneak them to the back hallway, get them outside. I come back upstairs, walk back to my dorm, close the door, and I'm like, okay, I think it's done. And I hear fuck. So I open the door, and there's like 3 dudes that live on my floor, and they're like, did we just see 2 girls? I was like, yeah. And they kind of like look in my room, and they're like, is your roommate there? And I was like, no, they just stayed here. My roommate's out of town. And they're like, so you had both of them in your room last night? I said, yeah. And they're all like, fuck yeah! My fake 3-way story where I didn't tell anybody any lies, but
Hell yeah, dude.
High fives for doing nothing.
Dude, I tell you what, those are the best high fives. It's their fault for assuming, man. I mean, I tell you what. There are plenty of times where people just kind of assumed, and I'm like, yeah.
They did stay in they did completely sleep in my dorm room last night. That is correct.
The amount of
you
times.
tell them the facts, and they're like, yeah, and you're just like, yeah. Oh my god, the Shub story. Do you guys want to hear the story of one of my pledge brothers?
Of course. I want to hear more about Mater after that, too.
So my name is Finn. His name was Jake.
From State Farm?
No, Jake from Adventure Time, because he was Indian.
Jackies?
He was Indian, so his name was Jake from Adventure Time.
What was his real name?
Shabum. Super rich Indian exchange student. I'm pretty sure he ended up dropping out.
God, AJ, your she ain't late if she ain't 280 comment has just made me just. I think
there's nothing that's going to follow that.
You have brought.
Mater has some of the absolute best one-off comments. His jokes always fall flat, but his one-offs.
The asthma has come back, and I keep coughing because I can't breathe because of how hard I laughed when I first saw that.
I think that there are 0 members of our pledge class left at Adeland. It's wild. Anyway, so we're at Pledge Skip. Pledge Skip is, and I literally don't care. They can suck my dick. Pledge Skip is the thing where the pledge class grabs active members. I don't remember what the requirement is for the number of active members. They're required to grab a certain number of active members, and oh hell yeah! Shub's gone. Fuck the house.
Finn, let me cut you off real quickly because I did miss these. We had 2 new follows in the past 30 minutes. Private Corvert, thank you for your follow, and Jarlar followed. So he followed 3 minutes ago. So if you're still here, thank you for that follow.
Dude,
I apologize.
Jared, you missed all of our gushing about you, dude. We love you, man.
Like literally just
absolutely one of our favorites. Doubt he's here right now, but anyway.
There's 5 right now. There's 5 people.
5 viewers. 5 viewers. I can guarantee 2 are bots, but that kind of happens on Twitch.
Yeah.
It can't be avoided. But anyway. So should probably be glad he missed why it came up. Yeah. No, it's true. Jared should probably be glad he missed why his name came up. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, let's skip. Had to grab a certain number of active members, take them on a trip. We went to AJ's house, which reminds me, I need to go to AJ's house sometime again because he's got a bar in his basement.
Ooh, fancy.
That is probably where I learned that if I drink a large amount of alcohol, I throw up. Actually, a large amount of liquid. Large amount of liquid because I probably had more soda than alcohol. But I threw up. Why? Because turns out my stomach is very small. And I've learned since then that if I eat a large amount of food, I also throw up. So you live and you learn, right? Oh yeah, Mater currently lives in Hawaii. Unfortunate for me. Very fortunate for him, though. Oh, but he is kind of a raging alcoholic, so like, also unfortunate for him.
Probably
But
shouldn't follow me
we're
on
there.
Twitter then.
We're in Urbandale. And we decide, you know what, we're going to go to a strip club. So we go to the Lumberyard. I've been there once already. But we go there again.
Your girlfriend isn't watching the stream, is she?
There's zero chance, man.
Make sure
Put me
she
on the podcast. I don't know. Watch it first. Why?
make sure she can't see this VOD then either.
Nah, she knows that I've been to the Lumberyard a couple times.
So never mind.
But we're there. We get a dude. We get a guy's waistband ripped off. I take a picture of him with the waistband. Security guards think that it's me taking a picture of the girls. All the girls are like, no, he took a picture of his friend with his waistband. It's fine. I get a lot of titties in my face. I get my back slapped a lot. It's fun, right? Well, two guys stay back, Shabum and Bailey. So Jake and Claptrap, they stay back because they want private dances. So they get back. Claptrap's got Shabum. He's got his arm on his shoulder, literally holding him up, right? And Jake goes, I came in my pants. And he is celebrating. And all of us look at him and we're like, dude, what? It's like, yeah, I jizzed my pants during the day. I'm like, dude, do you really want this to be known? I'm like, do you really want all of us to know this? He was like, why not? I'm like, because we're going to tell everybody. So? And I'm like, imagine you're at a party. Jake. Imagine you're at a party. And you're busy grinding on this girl. And Noah walks up to you and says, hey, Jake, gotta jizz your pants again like you did that one time? He was like, so? I'm like, do you think you're ever gonna get laid like that? And he was like, I don't know. And from that moment on, we called just jizzing in your pants shoobing. Instead of saying, like I'm about to nut, we would say, dude, I'm like this close to a shoob. And I tell you what, man, he was one of the biggest dicks about everything ever. Changed my profile picture to him one time in the group me. He DM'd me and he was like, you're not my fucking friend. Change your profile picture. I was like, nah, dude. You can suck my dick. And you know what he did? He was like, maybe I will. It's like, dude, you're definitely not. Nah. Oh yeah, Tarzan, call me douchebag.
You say he's...
Shabam was just something.
Is he in Louisiana now? I remember you saying that you had some friend in Louisiana that I had to... you had a story about him that I had to edit out of our New Year's episode.
Oh no, that was John Squires.
No, not that. No, there's another. Like I had to.
Oh shit!
I had to edit out 30 minutes of that episode.
Did you really?
I had to edit out 30 minutes.
Oh fuck, dude! I was probably so gone.
I don't even remember. It was. I don't even remember what day we did that. We did like 3 episodes that week.
Yeah, we did so many episodes that week. We even cut an episode that week.
Yeah. So
we grind for this shit. I enjoy this way more than Jason does.
You guys want to break some news on your pod?
What do we got?
The Jets just hired a coach.
Matt Campbell?
No, I won't make you cut your nuts off. No, they got Robert Saleh, or I don't know how to pronounce his last name, the DC from San Francisco.
Ooh, 49ers, huh?
Yeah, that big buff bald dude.
Oh, okay.
Dude, that guy scares me.
Mm-hmm.
He scares me more than Kaepernick did back when he made the Super Bowl. Dude, Super Bowl Kaepernick was scary.
He was good.
Was very good.
He was also good. I can't believe
he lost to Joe fucking Flacco.
I do, because I believe that I believe that the brother is the better coach.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, John is way better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was also the Super Bowl where the lights mysteriously turned off.
Dude, then that was in the Superdome. I'm a Saints fan, and I was like, wait. I was scared. That does sound like a Jets hire. I'm not gonna lie.
And by the way, Jar just told me he's going to watch it on mobile. He missed out on hearing his story because his laptop died.
Oh. Oof.
Oh.
I have to ask. Does he have an Apple product as a laptop?
Yes.
There's his problem.
He's an Apple fan.
Oh boy.
I have an Apple laptop. It doesn't die on me because I have a cord right here that keeps its battery charged.
You see, that's the problem. Most Mac users do, and I didn't realize until way too late. I also gamed on my Mac a lot. Don't judge me. I don't need your judgment, Jason.
Judge you? I just said statement, man.
I'm a console gamer, so whatever.
I used to game on my Mac a lot because I was like, you know what, man, my Mac's got good specs. I'm fine. I wasn't fine. The integrated graphics on the Intel processor are garbage.
Dual core, by the way. Dual core.
Dude, look, okay? I had the octo core, first of all. Secondly, the integrated graphics was like single core. But cool math games, dude. Cool math games. Run, block soars,
Rip Flash games.
Ball.
You know what it does? You know what does and has always run on Macs? Fucking LucasArts.
No, you're not wrong. LucasArts is the king of everything running on everything.
Mm-hmm.
What you can run on a Nintendo DS, you can run on a MacBook.
I downloaded 7 Days to Die on my MacBook Air and tried to play it, and I think I got like 10 frames a second.
That's probably about what you would get on a Wii. Dude, I had the MacBook 2017, the first one that had the butterfly keyboard, which was garbage. The keyboard style that they silently moved away from, because Apple can never publicly admit that they have ever once made a mistake. Apple could literally set their entire complex on fire, rebuild it, and be like, guys, look, it's the same complex. It's the exact same one. No.
They admitted they fucked up on the Newton.
Okay, but that's a lot different. That's like...
That was a long time ago, too.
Yeah. That's a lot different. That was also like a top-level project at the time. the keyboard on the MacBook Pro is like not a big deal. They also, at the time, had swapped from having any kind of connector to just a headphone jack and 4 USB-C type connectors. And like, I don't disagree with the USB type C connectors.
Yeah, I have the Air from 2015, so I still have a headphone. I think on the Air, I still have 3 USB ports. Like,
and like, I love USB type C. My phone, for fuck's sake, uses USB type C. If you can see it,
we are.
Yeah,
all,
yours does too.
We're all in that.
Dude, Joe, what phone do you have?
This is the Galaxy Ultra 5G Note. The Note Ultra 5G.
Note Ultra? What?
Yeah, the latest Note that just came out.
The Note 20 Ultra 5G. Okay. Yeah. I've got the Note 10 Plus 5G. So like I'm just a year behind you. I didn't see a reason to upgrade.
I had the Note 8, so I upgraded.
Sure, yeah. No, that makes sense. And I'm on a 3-year payment plan because like it was literally $2 more expensive than the 2-year payment plan for the Note 10 Plus 5G. And like I'm still a college kid, so I obviously have to think about that kind of thing pretty heavily. And I'm on my parents' plan.
So. I think so. I got permission. Like the LeBron 17s I just bought, I got my wife's permission.
The glows?
Yeah.
Dude, those are sick.
Oh
my god.
She's a keeper then.
Those were what, 132 at the most?
I got them after, like, from StockX, after all the fees, shipping, and everything. I got it for 120.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
And then retail 170.
We're gonna lose Finn if you talk about clothes too much. He will go on and on.
Phones. I like the specs of the specs and the quality of phones. I'm big into because it's like a lot smaller than PCs. Because PCs, you could go into a full-on 2-hour debate about fucking cooling fans. Who gives a shit?
PC is a toxic community.
I have a Dell PC with an i9 10900K processor and a 3090 or an RTX 3090 GPU. I'm fine. I get 400 frames in Counter-Strike. I have what I need. Phones, though, are a lot different. iPhones are like the literal bottom. And then you've got all of the Android phones that are constantly competing with each other. And I always rank Samsung at the top, mainly because of the Note series. I've got a fucking pen. Beat that shit.
Yeah, right?
Like,
I use my pen.
I do too, all the time. I have the S S Pen app.
Yeah. Did I show you the matching hoodie I got with my LeBron clothes?
You did. You sent that to the group chat. It looks sick. It's not by Nike, for those of you wondering, but like it looks sick.
By a cool little website called Capswag.
Swag.
Like Samsung for me has always just been at the top because they're like, what if we try this weird and wacky shit?
I have a lot of Samsung products.
So do I. I have a lot of Sony products too.
So my room back in my parents' house has a Sony Bravia TV with a Sony soundbar with a Sony subwoofer that has a Sony PlayStation 2 plugged into it and occasionally a Sony PlayStation 3 and then sometimes a Sony PlayStation 4. So it's just all of just Sony everything.
And when COVID hit and quarantine happened, we had this room in our house that when we bought the house, we were like, it's going to be a media room. We're going to long-term, someday we're going to do it.
God, I wish I was a homeowner.
In June of this year, we were like, we're going to be stuck at home for a long time. Like, screw it. Let's just spend the money now. So, and that's exactly what we have. I bought a Sony TV, a Sony soundbar with a Sony subwoofer, 2 Sony rear speakers, and I got permission from my wife when the pre-orders happened, and it does have a Sony PlayStation 5.
Nice.
Dude, I got a PlayStation 5 way back when. I got the Miles Morales with the 2 controllers bundle.
Oh, nice.
The
on
$650 bundle.
On pre-order day, I got lucky, and I was just trolling Twitter for anything. And at like 11 p.m. Central Time, somebody posted this Amazon link, and I clicked on it, and I was like, "This looks fake as fuck." And then it was
the official Sony page.
Jeff Keighley, I think.
Really?
Was like, "I think this is real, guys," and I was like, "All right." So I just bought one, and then I got a confirmation email from Amazon that was like, "You've pre-ordered the PS5." I was like, "All right," and it came. So.
Dude, hell yeah. The controller sucks though. If I'm being real, like I've always been an Xbox controller fan, and this PlayStation controller, this PlayStation controller makes me feel so much worse than any of the other ones. Because like the width of the old PlayStation and Xbox controllers felt perfect to me, because they were like similar enough that it was almost negligible. With the Xbox being wider, like at the very bottom, so that it fit more in like it fit like the palms. But then this PlayStation controller just feels too wide to me.
See,
and then
it's the thickness for me. When I was Xbox, because I was a Halo fanboy forever, and Halo was like my fucking game. And
Halo's on the PC now, so it doesn't even matter for me.
But Halo, like, whenever I would pick up a PlayStation controller, it felt too skinny. That was the problem. This PS5 controller has a bit more girth to it than the PS4 one.
Oh yeah. I think that's my biggest issue with it. But like the exaggerated swagger bundle, yes, that's exactly what I got, AJ. 100%. The exaggerated swagger bundle, the one where you just jump off a building backwards and you're like, yeah, and then Master Chief fucking domes you. But no, like Xbox controllers for me have always just been it.
Except for honestly, the first one. I hated
the first one was dog shit. The first PlayStation controller was dog shit too, though. Neither of them got it right. The best controller ever is the Nintendo Switch Pro-Con. The Pro controller.
That's a solid one. I really like that one a lot.
It is by far the only controller to get it right on the first try.
The Sega Dreamcast.
I have a problem with all of the old controllers. I think because everybody was so small back then.
Okay, I actually really enjoyed, but that's also because the
controller was solid. The Wii controller was solid, AJ. 100%.
The remote was really good. I will admit that.
Even when you turned it sideways, it was solid.
Oh, yeah.
Like playing like the Mario Brothers games. Like,
but I grew up on a Sony PlayStation. Like that was technically the first console I had. It was a Sega Genesis, but that's just I was born into that. But first console we had that we bought was a Sony PlayStation 1, and that was before DualShock existed. So that was the original tiny controller that I remember. So I guess I'm just used to PlayStation controllers because that's all I've ever had as a console, other than a Nintendo Wii, and now I have a Switch. But like everything was just Sony PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, the DualShock 2 came out and stuff, and then the DualShock 3, it's wireless now? That's awesome. Like I love the DualShock 3. But then I get back to it now after using the DualShock 4, like, God, this thing's hard to use. I get why everybody's complaining about the size, because it's like so tiny. So I get that. I totally get that now.
I had the PS1 and the PS2, and I had the PS3 for like I got it when it first came out, but there were no games when the PS3 first came out.
I feel sorry for you.
And so I never played the PS3. I stuck with my Xbox at that time.
Yeah.
And then my PS3 actually it came out when I was in college and when I was living in the dorms, and so that got stolen from my dorm room. So I never bought a Sony until now.
Yeah.
Again. So like I just ended up getting a 360 when they came out, and then an Xbox One when they came out, which 360 was the way better choice during that era.
Yeah.
But the Xbox One, man, since I've gotten my PS5, I have done nothing but play PS4 games. Like I played God of War, the original Spider-Man.
Dude, God of War for the PS4 was just absolutely
It was so good, so good. It was up there with like Breath of the Wild for me.
So I have to ask then, is there something wrong with me? Because I did not like the Xbox One controller. I like the 360 controller, but not the Xbox One controller.
I mean, they're incredibly similar. Like, genuinely, they're incredibly similar. The only difference is that the Xbox One controller it's not as, like, sleek as the Xbox 360. The Xbox 360 had this aesthetic where it was, like, trying to be like the PS2, where it was like, or the PS2 and PS3, where it was like straight lines all the time. We gotta be super sleek. But then the Xbox One and the PS4 were both like, we're gonna kind of like do what we do and it be healthy. And then this new gen are just like, you know what, man? Fuck you.
I gotta try I don't have a PS5, but I hopefully will someday get one. Yeah, because the whole rave about it is the haptic feedback behind it, and even though like the Sackboy, or not Sackboy one, the Astrobot, whatever, they included the bundled game. Actually, it actually is a game, but it's supposed to be a tech demo that the PS5 supposedly is really good.
I'm pretty sure it's Sackboy.
Yeah, it's Astro something.
Yeah, Astro something.
It's Playground or something.
It's basically like Little Big World, isn't it?
No. That's Sackboy's Adventures. This is a different one. They have like an Astro bot mascot.
Little Big World.
The thing that came with the PS5. I played it for 30 minutes. Maybe.
I've heard it's actually a viable game.
I'm a big fan of platformers, so Little Big World, back when the PS3 first came out, was what I was most excited for. Because like
I'm not a big platformer fan. So
I grew up with like Castlevania, Metroid, Mario, all of that
stuff. And then I found video games with stories. So, see, I grew up playing those because that was what was available. But then when I fell in love with video games, it was sports. It was sports video games. And before like Madden was like what it is today, like, I used to play like NFL Game Day. I played a lot of baseball games.
Back when it was like John Madden 01.
Yeah. Well, see, I didn't actually play a lot of Madden. I would play NFL Game Day was one. There was one year actually where ESPN, and this was on PlayStation 1, the very first PlayStation. ESPN came out with a $20 NFL game. It was like ESPN NFL. And so I of course got that because it was only $20. But Quarterback Club 98 and 99 on the N64, those were like the elite ones. Brett Favre was on the cover of 98. But the game I played probably more than anything else was fucking Tony Hawk 1, 2, and 3.
Tony Hawk. Oh.
God, I played so much of those games. And so that's what I played a lot of. I didn't play a whole lot of platformers.
Dude,
and then
the Mario Brothers always had a story though.
Yeah, they did. And I played I've always played Mario, and I've always played Zelda. Like those games have always I'm a huge Zelda fan.
Zelda is my favorite game series of all time.
Yeah, easily. But platformers just never really, besides Mario, never really got into them. We played a little bit of like Crash Bandicoot. I don't think that really counts.
The controls for that game,
they're dated.
I feel like it doesn't count. That's for sure.
But like I had a Spyro demo that I would play, but it was just like 2 levels.
Spyro was kind of sick though. The remaster is worth, in my opinion.
Is it?
Yeah,
it's
the
really
remaster.
Good. It's really good. I grew up on Spyro though, so because those games came out basically when I was
right. Yeah.
When I was actually like basically little toddler infant thingy, whatever I was.
I remember the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series had Spyro as their like Twisted Wizards or whatever the game series for that series.
Forget Spyro after 3 though. Spyro is only good for like the first 3.
The remaster is good. So I'm pretty sure you can only buy the bundle for the remaster.
The remaster
100% worth.
The remaster is the first 3 games. That's what it is, and it's totally worth it because the first 3 Spyro games are the only ones you need to play. All the other ones are crap. Same thing with Crash. Like the first 3 games.
The remaster is fine.
Yeah. The remaster.
They released a bundle recently. Yeah, no, dude, like the remaster is fully worth it. They actually like kind of changed the controls so they weren't so like super touchy. But like,
Spyro
in my
plays the
opinion, when it
exact same
comes
way
to
though.
PlayStation games, you gotta have like the Crash remaster, the Spyro remaster. I don't even feel like the Last of Us series is worth it anymore because The Last of Us 2 was so bad.
I don't like. I watched a playthrough of The Last of Us 2. I think it was
The first one was good.
I'm
And
streaming.
Jason can probably attest to this. It's good.
I'm working through that playthrough.
You're probably
on my,
pretty bad at shooters, so I understand your.
See, I don't like third-person shooters. That's my thing.
Oh, you don't like? I like Uncharted. So like, I like the Uncharted series. That's like one of my favorite PlayStation 3 series. Actually, just PlayStation series in general. But I'm working through the playthrough on my YouTube channel. I've been streaming it, and I've had a lot of complaints about the game, like about the last
description below.
I'm not gonna be like one of those people, but the Last of Us. I don't know if it's just because it's dated, but it was a game that came out in 2013, and it shouldn't feel dated for something that was 7 years ago. It
does.
It feels very dated, and Uncharted feels a lot better. And the sound design, I don't know what's up with it because I have a surround setup. I have a 5.1 surround setup in my living room, and I will hear stuff in my rear speakers, and I will turn around, but they're just right in front of me. So I don't know if it's just a weird thing because I'm playing the remaster version that was released on PS4 because it was originally
the remaster is pretty bad.
It was originally released on PS3, and I'm playing the remaster version of it, and I'm borderline. Sometimes I suffer through it because it's hard to play.
It's Naughty Dog, right?
Yeah, it's a Naughty Dog game, which Naughty Dog is a very good developer.
Naughty Dog's game design has been argued to be dated and just bad because The Last of Us and Uncharted is both Naughty Dog.
Yep.
And I shit you not when I say that. What are they called? The studio that made Tomb Raider.
Eidos. It was Eidos Interactive.
Yeah, Eidos and Square Enix. I think it was Square Enix Montreal.
You just love COD.
Okay, Modern Warfare 2 was the game I played so much on PS3 that the spine on the actual case is like a limp penis. It's just it flops all around.
MW2 is the greatest COD campaign of all time. You judge COD games based off of their campaigns, not off of the multiplayer. Yes.
No Russian? Okay.
You judge COD games based off of the campaign, not off of the multiplayer. You play multiplayer no matter what. Doesn't matter. I played this year's Modern Warfare multiplayer. Worst multiplayer I've ever played. By far.
You haven't played World War II.
Cold War? What's the... Is it Modern...
Cold War's the new one.
Reagan, is it
Cold War is the newest one. Cold War is the newest one.
I have not played a COD game, I think, since Modern Warfare.
Don't buy Cold War because the only thing that's worth it in there is zombies. Zombies is always fun because it's Treyarch.
I don't like zombies. It's too repetitive. Zombies are boring to me.
Treyarch is the only company that has zombies. Infinity Ward, though. Infinity Ward is the company that always tries to push it. They're the company that has made the Modern Warfare series. Treyarch is the company that's made the Black Ops series. And so it's those two developers that are flip-flopping whoever's developing. Yeah. And then Activision's just like, we make money. But it's like, okay.
See, I never fell in love with Call of Duty. I fell in love with Halo. So like Bungie in 1, 2, and 3.
But Bungie killed it.
No, 343 killed it.
No, you're right. No, 343 killed it. Yeah. Bungie isn't 343 the current developer?
Yes.
Bungie
I'm excited for Infinite.
I'm not because did you play 4 and 5? They were garbage.
No, I haven't.
Yeah,
I haven't because I have the Master Chief Collection. However, it stops at Reach.
Reach was amazing. I really, really did like I really did like.
It stops at Reach. Valve stopped at Reach, but they have Infinite. However, Infinite's also not out yet. But here's the thing: Sentinels and Cloud9, two massive esports orgs that have never entered the COD scene, so most people have never heard of them.
I know who Cloud9 is
because they own the London Spitfire. You're an Overwatch guy. I know you.
Yeah.
No, dude. AJ, you're right. The new Captain Price sucks. The old Modern Warfare Captain Price was awesome because the dude was just like, I defend my guys. I defend my guys. That's it.
Stay frosty.
I think that was what was that?
That's the comic.
That was Tavish.
I played Warzone.
That was Tavish. No, that was Tavish, and he was one of Price's guys.
Okay.
Warzone's bad now.
That was Tavish.
Warzone is a bad game now.
Warzone probably is a bad game. I had to uninstall Modern Warfare completely. I had to uninstall Modern Warfare completely because it was just Warzone now, and I'm like, fuck.
What'd you say, Joe?
Is Warzone just Fortnite now?
Okay, so I'm gonna try and make this quick. I thought it was when I like heard about it, but then when I actually played it for the first time back, it was during quarantine. So like it was like March.
Yeah, I played it when it first came out. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was super fun. It was super fun, and then Cold War came out, and now it's garbage.
Because Activision abandoned it.
They still do it. It's just
Activision abandoned it.
No, they integrate.
Infinity Ward's still going hard.
They integrate both. If you've played Warzone in the past week or two, you will see that they integrated Black Ops Cold War weapons into Warzone, and that has broken the game.
No, that's Infinity Ward doing that.
No. Infinity Ward has nothing to do with it's Raven Software doing it.
So the way that it works is Infinity Ward is the team that is working on the engine and keeping all of the weapons working in it, because they have to I wanted to say transmogrify. They had to transfer over all of the weapons from Cold War from Treyarch's engine, which I'm pretty sure is the Blizzard.
They use DICE, I thought.
They use different engines. Yeah, Warzone is a different engine.
Do they use DICE's engine?
No, they don't use EA's engine. But no, it's
okay. So then they use Blizzard's engine, because Treyarch has been known to use Blizzard's engine for Call of Duty. Because Activision technically doesn't have an engine, because Blizzard's had this engine pre-built for shooters from. I want to say it's from WoW. But I wouldn't be shocked if they were like, yeah, this current engine that we're running is from Overwatch.
It's probably from Overwatch.
It probably is, but if they were all like, yeah, it's actually from WoW, I wouldn't be shocked from either one, because it's Blizzard. But Treyarch runs off of Blizzard's engine instead of their own. Infinity Ward created their own entire engine.
And it's a good engine.
For the current Modern Warfare. It's an insane engine.
It's a very good engine.
It's so much better than Source 2, whatever the fuck engine you want to run. It's better than that for a first-person shooter. And they have to take all of the Cold War guns and they have to bring them over to their engine.
Yeah,
Infinity Ward hasn't abandoned the game. They're running hard on it. Ravensoft is the publisher for Warzone.
But Raven actually, they are the ones porting over the guns from Cold War. Infinity Ward has nothing to do with it. It's all been Raven. It's all been Raven Software. Or Raven Studio, whatever it is. They have been the ones.
I'm not defending Infinity Ward when I say that.
Infinity Ward has done nothing wrong here.
I would assume that Infinity Ward's probably working on the next COD.
It's just a mess of things that have just been bad. Like,
why are there so many people involved in COD?
Hold on, real quick. Right now, we got down the worst possible thing, and that was just the publishing and the development of COD, which is just how we rate games. Let's talk about the amazing news that came out on Twitter yesterday that will make everybody happy, and that was the subtle teaser that was put onto Bethesda's Twitter account, which just gave us that little piece of the John Williams score of dun, 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 dun. And then it showed a hat being picked up with a whip underneath it,
Oh, the Indiana Jones game. Yeah.
We are getting a Bethesda Indiana Jones game.
I just hope
Watch, it's going to be online.
I just hope Bethesda uses an engine that's not from 2007.
It's gonna be Fallout 76
It's gonna
all
be
over
whatever
again.
they're building the new, whatever the new Elder Scrolls is gonna be on.
There's going to be a new one? I thought there was just going to be a port of Skyrim again.
No, because they did. It was what E3 2 years ago, where they did just like that quick 30-second teaser going
the
over
Elder
like a
Scrolls
bunch of
6.
hills. Yeah, and it was Elder Scrolls 6.
But it's all online.
I thought it
Is it
was.
gonna be?
I thought it was.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Joe, that reminds me, for whatever reason, you want to buy me the new 100 Thieves jersey and I'll pay you back?
I'll think about it.
It's only like $80. It's fine.
Well, put it in my contract.
Right. Oh. Goes live at what, noon Pacific time tomorrow?
Yeah.
Today? No, tomorrow still. Dude, 100
Did you
Thieves
email
pisses me
I
off.
haven't seen your email yet.
100 Thieves pisses
Indiana
I
Jones is the
haven't
symbol of the NPC bugs.
I haven't sent it to you because I accidentally paid for a $40 a month subscription to this lawyer service, which I'm fine with in reality.
Was you just like you accidentally got hacked by like LegalZoom?
No, I accidentally just forgot to cancel 7 minutes late. I literally told my job, I was like, hey, I gotta get home by like 3:15, and they're like, no, it's fine. It's fine. Because all the kids technically are supposed to leave by 3. So I was like, they were like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. So I get home at 3:20, get my PC booted up by 3:23. Too late.
Too late.
Too late.
Really?
They charged me 7 minutes ago. I'm like, fuck. So I'll get it. Yeah, I'll get it sent over to you. For those of you that don't know, I'm a personal trainer. I'm willing to work with anybody and everybody because I don't have a brand and I don't have a name. I will almost definitely get this contract sent out to Joe when I actually have a business established, which will be next week.
Next week.
Well, not
We're
next
gonna
week.
get
Sorry.
Jason on the train too.
It actually won't be next week
Yeah,
because
it's-
next week will be when I get it sent to the state
It's really
to get it
weird.
established as a business.
It's really weird for
So
me.
it'll likely be the week after. But I'm super excited. It's going to be Cycle and Fitness because that's an available name for a business in the state of Nebraska.
I'm glad. Be glad that I sent you that trademark listing
true.
website and everything into suggestions. But
I'm glad.
It's weird for me to be surrounded by you, Finn, and everybody that like comes in is like around the corn. It's like this is weird for me to be kind of like in this weird kind of group thingy because there's no way I'd ever be a part of Around the Corn. I don't know enough about sports.
I'm not part of. I am listed as friend of the show.
Okay.
Nah, dude. You're part of Around the Corn. You won't be listed as a part of Around the Corn because you're technically not Midwest.
Yeah, see, that's why I said that my name should be Cornless Joe.
Dude, AJ's ankle injury was from him being drunk and pissing on fucking, I don't even know who the fuck it was. What, Alpha Phi?
You want to know how he hurt his ankle? I don't care what he told you. It's because he was fucking somebody with socks on
He
tight.
slipped.
Nah, dude, he was walking up the fucking steps of Buchanan drunk as shit after he pissed on our fucking partner
That's how he
houses.
aggravated the injury. The original injury was from
Was because he
socks.
fucking fucked a whale in socks. Dude, that's why you don't fuck whales.
We are.
Dude, I shit you not. He goes, just fucking yell at me. Just fucking yell at me. He's in tears. I just fucking slap him in the face. I'm like, I'm not fucking yelling at you, dude. I swear to fucking God. Stop fucking crying.
Sig F.
Dude,
So
oh.
I have not yet. I have yet to meet a person from Iowa State that was not in a fraternity.
Jason.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
I'm with you.
I
only
don't think.
I joined a fraternity because I don't know, they seem like decent guys, and they were. They like genuinely were. They were also very deep in the whole brotherhood thing. it was an interesting night. And I tell you what, man, the group chat was fucking fire that night because everything was like, me and Shoop are gonna piss on the house. We pissed in the hallway. Oh! And then everybody's yelling at you. Guys, I sprained my ankle.
My closest interaction to your frat house was my ex at the time, or not my ex at the time, my ex now, my girlfriend at the time, was like trying to get me to go to a party at your frat house, and so, but it just didn't happen because it was just.
I tell you what, it would have been fire. I tell you what,
everybody was so tired.
I probably wouldn't
by
have been there. I refused to go because they always wanted me to be sober monitor.
But so
I've got a story, and I won't tell it tonight with Joe. I'll probably try and save it for either.
Save it for when Rye's on.
I'll either save it for Ryan, or I'll try and save it for when a certain special guest is on. Which Joe I think knows who, if he was around that night, but like I'm trying to keep it a secret until I get it confirmed.
I'm not ready for that episode, honestly. I'm
trying to keep it a secret until I confirmed.
Oh yeah, so am I. I haven't
Dude,
revealed
fuck
it.
Off. Sean comes to me the night that we get inducted into the house, and he's like, "Dude, your playlist is fire." I was literally playing a set Spotify playlist. It was pre-made, man.
Finn,
I wish we had Spotify when I was in college.
Dude, I use YouTube Music now, believe it or not.
Yeah, you get it for free though, right?
Yeah, because for whatever reason, I've got like 4 years of YouTube Premium for free.
You know who you need to get on this podcast?
Who?
GMAC.
I literally never even thought of that. My literal biggest cheerleader. Holy shit. He's probably the biggest reason that I'm that I'm on Around the Corn.
GMAC, is that Greg?
Yeah, that's Greg Mackey. Okay. He's probably the biggest reason that I'm in Around the Corner. I'm not gonna lie.
So,
we need to get GMAC on here.
If I have him on here, I need to have you on too, though. Actually, no, I need to have him on here first. Him on here first.
We're approaching 11:30 Central Time. We're gonna be up for. Actually, we definitely are by the time we get through all this. We're gonna be at over 2 hours. I said on Tuesday.
5 viewers, man.
I said on Tuesday like we got a lot to talk about.
Part of being a party DJ in 2018 was having some white kids asking for sicko mode and Mo Bamba every 2 minutes.
My favorite ATC alum is dude, Milk's the one. Holy shit. I wasn't even around during then. But the dude refuses to interact with me. And I'm pissed. Because everybody knows. If you don't know me, hear it now. I'm always looking for a fight. If you don't want to fight me, if you block me on Twitter, you're a fucking coward. I will fight you till the end. 99% of it will still be a meme. I don't care. I won't fight you fact for fact. I will fight you fact for fucking Kim Kardashian picture. I like to fight for the sake of it's fun. Ryan won't let me fight right now, and it pisses me off. He straight up told me, dude, chill. Joe knows. I was ready to go to fucking war with Levi.
I love diving in on the Cyhawk fights. My favorite thing in the world is just to hop in and be a troll. And then my profile picture on Twitter, I'm in a yellow shirt. It's a Baylor shirt, but it's yellow, so all the fucking Cyhawks immediately assume I'm a fucking Cyclone fan. Dude, and so eventually, when they get mad at me, they're like, "Look, oh, you Iowa State fucks can't take a joke." And I'm like, I went to Baylor. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't give a shit about Iowa State. And then they're always like, "Oh shit, you before."
Dude, AJ, I'm blocked by so many people. I'm blocked by. I'm blocked by a writer for HLTV. They write about Counter-Strike. I don't know why. I probably made a joke about people being stupid. Like, but.
I got blocked by that Mohawk guy.
Oh, Tohawk?
Yeah, whatever. Because he
Dude, Tohawk's so soft. Are you shitting me? Tohawk's so soft.
I don't even know if I've ever replied to him, but he like blocked everybody from ATC because
he didn't block me yet.
No, he's going to if he ever sees us.
He was afraid that people were screenshotting his tweets.
Dude, he was like, well, I can't wait till Iowa State gets blasted by Oregon. And then I was like, man, how'd that work out for you? Hasn't blocked me yet. He dude, Tohawk's so salty.
I have found out though, if you mention
Brandon Walker unblocked everybody. To be fair, AJ, he didn't see you as different.
Huh?
You got a new Twitter follower from
wow. At J_Wrangle33.
Oh, that guy, he's a fucking loser, man.
How did you not do JR_Angel?
Because my sister is she uses the Angel moniker. And I'm not an angel either. I'm fucking Satan on earth.
You honestly look like you could be Rufio from Hook as an adult.
That picture was taken
dude.
In
holy shit. That's how one of our old frat mates got named, his pledge name, Rufio.
The first suggested follow after I followed you back is Element 14 Community.
Probably because I'm an electrical engineering student, and I think Element 14 is like electronics and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what it's join a maker and engineering community of over 700,000 members.
Probably, but I don't even follow them. I'm just like, I don't even.
Dude,
that's weird.
AJ, I swear to God, I've never seen a community with more burners than Iowa Twitter. If they were that passionate about Iowa, they would put their fucking necks on the line for that shit.
I take that back. The really cool ones, the ones that are worth following from Iowa, are the ones that use their name and their face. But you're right. I've never seen so many burners.
Ross, Chris Williams. I follow them.
Why do you follow Chris Williams?
Because he followed me, and I was like, I really don't want to lose this follow. If he chirps at me, I'll chirp back. Dude's chirped at me enough that I'm like, I'll chirp back, and he's never unfollowed me for it.
I hope I'm thinking of the same one, Chris Williams, not the
murderer.
No, not the I follow the Cyclone. He does.
Is that not his name? Fuck.
What's his name?
I don't know, man. Not Chris Williams. I don't follow that Chris Williams.
God, I have to look this up real quickly because I don't remember his name. Chris Williams is okay. He's the guy who works at KXNO.
No, I mean, oh fuck.
Chris
Joe, can you help me
Chris Hassel. Chris Hassel. I think that's his name. Chris Hassel is the he might be an ESPN broadcaster now.
Not that guy.
Okay, never mind. But no, that picture my Twitter profile picture was.
You need a new picture, dude. That's so old.
I was at Estas in, I believe it was September of 2019. I may or may not have been drunk. I think I was, but that was during a time period where
you look drunk.
I was also fucking 200 pounds. I'm dropped to 30 pounds since then. So, but that was just.
I forget how short you are, and you're like, I was 200 pounds, and I'm like, dude, that's my goal.
Not short. I'm average height. 5'10" is average height. I like to believe. I want to believe that. But as much as we can talk for longer, I think because I disagree fully.
I think it is. I am 32, so
I'm trying to keep Joe in mind because he is. Even though he has
Chris
to be
Watts. Hold on, Chris Watts is the guy that I was thinking of. That's my bad.
Chris Watts. Even though Joe,
not the Colorado fucking mass murderer.
No. Even though Joe's going to be a parent, so he's got to get used to staying up late.
Yeah.
I want to save his precious sleep that he needs, that he probably will need, and I think we all need to. I've been awake for.
Speaking of, I'll leave you guys with this. I got this today. Look at my beautiful baby boy.
Oh, it's a boy?
Yep.
How far along is your wife?
You're going to have to give him a lot of yellow. A lot of yellow. We know that you're a Cyclone fan of art. You know you love Matt Campbell.
I can't wait till he leaves.
Who doesn't love Matt Campbell?
Please leave.
If you can't wait till
before
he
we go,
leaves.
I hope in case Dylan Kuhn decides he wants to ever watch this, God, I hope the Nets suck.
Dude, so do I. I'm a Manhattan fan. I hope the Nets suck ass.
I spent 9 years of my life defending James Harden.
All right.
So, Finn, do you have an anime?
Here's how we do the outro. All right. Jason, got any final words?
I do, but I think those should be reserved at the end.
I disagree. Keep them within 2 minutes, and we're good.
I can't, dude. I won't be able to.
Fuck. All right. Here's my final words then. Finn's anime of the week. I haven't talked about this one, and I don't know how. Anohana. No, that's not how you say it. Anohana. The flower we saw that day. It's a show based off of a group of friends trying to appease the spirit of a young girl that died based off of their actions. All of them have their own ulterior motive. All of them have their own reason for wanting to appease the spirit. There is both a Japanese sub version and an English dubbed version, if you are interested in watching it. It is considered to be one of, if not the saddest animes ever made. When I watched it, I genuinely enjoyed it. In my opinion, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. There is no in between. You're not going to be like, yeah, it was okay. You're going to be like, man, that shit slapped. Or you're going to be like, why would anybody ever want to watch that shit? It is probably one of the most polarizing animes out there. And you can find it on crunchyroll.com or verve.co. Crunchyroll.com costing about $9 a month, verve.co costing about $11 a month. And my God, it is one of the shows that absolutely changed my life. I also want to say, and this isn't a plug or anything, RE0's back. For those of you that care about that show, this is week 2 of part 2 of season 2. Joe, since you're not super accustomed into the anime world, they may or may not take breaks into the season of the show. It just kind of depends on the popularity of it. RE0 is one of the most popular animes that has ever been made. I love it personally. It's super well written, super sad at certain parts. It makes you feel for the characters. I'm definitely going to watch episode 2 of part 2 of season 2 tonight, since I'm not sober. I didn't watch.
It has been fun watching you. You haven't slid, but just slowly. It's been a brisk walk into a solid buzz.
I've gone through what I've had tonight. So I've had. That's not fun. I'll show you. To start out, I had Steel Reserve, hard pineapple.
Jesus Christ! Why?
I don't know. I found it at Casey's.
I was literally about to ask, is it the only thing they sold at fucking Casey's? And it was gonna be a joke, but no, it's a real thing.
Look, man, you want to know what my taste in beer is? Fucking Keystone Light.
You're out of college, bro. You have a big boy job.
I don't have a big boy job. I make $14 an hour.
That's a big boy job.
Dude, $9.25 an hour is minimum wage here in Nebraska. It's not a big boy job.
Oh man, don't come to Texas. It's like $7.
Jeez.
$7.25 is federal.
Yeah, that's what we got.
Yeah, and then I am a big fan of this just because of the fact that it does the job with a lot less. Good old Four Loko.
Oh, dude.
12%. It tastes like garbage.
Oh, God.
But like 12%. It's better than nothing. It's better than fucking 4.8 or whatever the hell Keystone Light is. Dude, AJ's
right, well, I'll take my 2 minutes, and since you got an anime of the week, and I'm not a regular host of this podcast, so viewers out there, listeners out in the internet world, all 5 of you, including one of them, which is me, watch a Taika Waititi movie. It'll make you happy. I highly recommend Hunt for the Wilder People or Boy are the 2 best ones. Or, if you just don't want to get into that, watch Thor Ragnarok. He did that movie too. But there needs to be more Taika Waititi love in this world. Plus, his name is Taika Waititi. So yeah, go watch a Taika movie. Now, Jason, let's hear this greatness.
All right. So normally I don't really have anything to say at the end of the episodes because I I'm actually quite a reserved person. Really don't talk much. So it's weird for me to do a podcast where you just talk.
I forced him to.
But so and this is something that I don't. Okay. So Finn and I talked about this last week. Like, we were going to talk about this. I've hesitated bringing it up. Just because it's not something that we typically talk about, and when we established our podcast, we said we weren't really going to go into like the P word, politics. So last week, I believe it was exactly a week ago. If you don't know, I'm not going to call them protesters. I don't even know what to call them. Rioters, something. Decided it was a good idea to storm and occupy the U.S. Capitol. Finn, I remember you texted me that night, basically saying, "I need to break sobriety. I'm going to drink tonight because fuck, what is my party doing?"
Dude, yeah. For those of you that don't know, I'm on a cut right now, and so alcohol just kind of doesn't fit into my diet. However, I've been forcing myself to keep pretty well under my calorie limit so that I can so that I'm able to drink if I am like, man, shit sucks too much.
Specifically, I was on a Zoom with Finn on Monday night, and he had blocked off a certain part of his diet so that he could drink specifically for this podcast.
This is very true.
Yeah. So
I think I told Jason that too.
Yeah, you did. I remember hearing that. But, I'm not much of a political person here. I don't really know how to address this, and I don't really enjoy talking about politics because once you start talking about that, people get pissy and mad, and you can't have civil conversations about it. So I'm not even going to try and have a civil conversation about it. I'm not going to say I care where you stand because you stand where you stand. I'm not going to fight you or whatever about it. Right? You do you. When we come back next week, we will have I assume at this moment, I assume that we will have a new president inaugurated into office. Anything can happen with the way our country is right now.
We're gonna have a new president the next time if you guys have a podcast in a week. You're gonna have a new president. His name's gonna be.
Oh
Joseph
yeah, that's
Biden.
right. It is the 21st. That's my bad.
Yep. No, it's the 20th. He gets
Your
inaugurated.
vice president's gonna be Kamala Harris. Her name is pronounced Kamala.
Yep, Kamala.
Not Kamala. And Jason, I'll go ahead and express my opinion. What I would call them are insurgents or domestic terrorists.
I agree with that.
Insurgents. That's the term.
I will agree with that. I will agree with that. I'll put out there I am anti-Trump. I don't like Trump at all. I'm not even.
I wouldn't say domestic terrorists. Insurgents definitely is the term.
I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I vote and see things the way that I think what is morally right and what should be done. So, but the world's gonna, at least our world's gonna probably start to look different. It's already starting to look different. It will look different next week when we come back. We will have a new president. Things are there's gonna be a different vibe. So I just want to leave everybody with this. We need to make sure nothing like this ever happens again to our country. This was a serious thing that I paid attention to the entire day, from when it started, from basically 12:30 p.m. Central Time, when the objection to the votes from Arizona started, to the protests to the eventual march and then storming and occupying the Capitol. I don't even know if you call it occupying. I wouldn't even call it occupying. It was just storming.
That was a Wednesday, right?
That was last Wednesday. I was paying attention to
I was at work until 8:30 p.m. that night.
I was watching the news basically from 12:30 all the way until 11 o'clock. So almost 12 hours just paying attention to it. We're clearly divided. We need to make sure everybody here, we need to move forward and try to heal. Do your best, especially with what we got going on right now. We have a pandemic going on. We can't afford to be arguing about silly stuff such as election fraud or whatever that there's clearly no evidence of. We need to do our best to heal. We need to pick each other up. We need to look out for each other. We are Americans. We live in this country. We need to do better. We need to do better because we've done worse these past 4 years. We need to make sure we don't slip further. We need to make sure we move forward, progress, heal, and be better to one another. Families are being divided from stupid politics, and we have to the point that even this pandemic has gotten political. We need to stop this.
I can't tell my family my political views. Fun fact.
We just need to do better, and hopefully we can look forward and be better in the years to come. Next week, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people, me included, that's gonna have hope, and that's just what we need. We need to just keep hope and have hope that things are gonna get better. We're what I call we're in the end game. It was both this whole election cycle and this pandemic. Vaccines are getting rolled out. We still need to be smart. So just be smart, be safe. I'm not a motivational speaker or anything like that, so that's all I have to say. That's where I have to end it here. Anybody else? You guys got anything?
Love each other.
It's a good one.
And with that, all I've got to say is roll clones.
And we'll roll credits. We'll see you same time next week, same place. Thank you again, Joe. Go follow him at _Joe_ Goodman. Follow him on
Jason,
Twitter.
J_Wrangle 33.
And then you got Skeedap at the bottom at Skeedap. We'll see you guys next week. We hope you're back here again. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night.